Attention passionate Kansas City CHIFS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Kansas City Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Kansas City CHIFS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's sit down and talk about what's been happening in the NFL, specifically in the AFC West, and how it might be shaping the future of the Kansas City Chiefs. If you've been paying attention over the offseason, you know that the Chiefs have made some bold moves, some controversial decisions, and some that could have ripple effects that last for years. One of the most talked about stories recently involves the trade of a key player, and not just any player, but a two-time All-Pro guard, Joe Thuney. That's right, Thuney, who has been a cornerstone of the Chiefs' offensive line for 4 seasons, is now wearing the colors of the Chicago Bears. This trade has caused quite a stir among fans and analysts alike. Thuney, as many of you know, is one of the most reliable guards in the league. He's known for his versatility, his technique, and his leadership in the trenches. For 4 seasons, he helped protect Patrick Mahomes and create running lanes that have powered some of the most explosive offenses in recent NFL history. So when news broke that Thuney was traded to Chicago, it raised a lot of questions. Was this a cap move? Was it due to roster restructuring, or was it simply a strategic gamble by Kansas City to free up salary cap space or make room for other acquisitions? Well, it turns out that the story is a bit more complex. Thuney's new contract with the Bears is quite interesting. He signed a 3-year deal worth $51 million, which averages out to about $17 million per year. That's a significant investment from Chicago, especially considering their recent struggles to build a consistent winning team. But what's fascinating about this deal is the contract structure. If we look at the fine print, the Bears have an out after the 2026 season. That means after playing 2 seasons in Chicago, Thuney could be a free agent or, in a worst-case scenario, be cut loose if his performance declines or if the team feels they need to pivot in another direction. Now, let's analyze what this could mean for the Chiefs. First, of course, the immediate impact is on their offensive line. Losing a player of Thuney's caliber is no small feat, but the Chiefs are no strangers to adversity. They have a talented roster, and their front office is known for being shrewd in managing cap space and building depth. Still, it raises questions about the future of the offensive line, especially at guard. Will the Chiefs look to fill that spot from within, or will they pursue a new free agent or draft pick? It's an open question, but the fact remains that Thuney's departure leaves a noticeable gap. But here's where things get interesting. If we think about the timeline, Thuney will be 34 years old after the 2026 season. That's not necessarily the end of the line for an NFL lineman, but it's around the age where some players start to see a decline in their physical abilities. The key here is performance. If Thuney manages to maintain his high level of play through those 2 seasons, the Bears could choose to keep him longer. But if he slips, the Bears might decide to cut ties early and save some cap space, about $5 million to be precise. That's a smart move from their perspective, especially if they're still trying to rebuild and find their identity. Now, let's not forget that Thuney's move to Chicago isn't just about the immediate future. It's also about the potential for a reunion. We all know how talented Thuney is, and we also know that the Chiefs are always looking to optimize their roster around Patrick Mahomes. If by the time the 2026 season ends, Thuney is available again, could the Chiefs bring him back? Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The Chiefs have a history of reuniting with former players, especially those who have proven their worth in the NFL. And even if Thuney has taken a step back in an offense led by Mahomes, a player with his experience, technique, and leadership could still make a significant impact. Think about it, Mahomes and Thuney have developed a strong rapport over the years. Their chemistry on the field is well known, and Mahomes' ability to elevate his game could help Thuney perform at a high level even as he ages. Plus, the Chiefs are always looking for cost-effective solutions, especially given Mahomes' sizable contract extension that was renegotiated to give him a raise from 2023 to 2026. The team is balancing star power with salary cap management, and if they find themselves needing a reliable guard in the future, Thuney's name might just come up again. Let's also consider the broader context of the AFC West. The division has been fiercely competitive, with the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos all making moves to improve their rosters. The Chargers, for example, have invested heavily in their defense and added key offensive weapons. The Raiders have been retooling their offense around Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Broncos, with Russell Wilson at the helm, are seeking consistency. The Chiefs, of course, remain the team to beat, but these moves are making the division even more intense. The trade of Thuney might seem like a small piece in the larger puzzle, but it's indicative of how the division is evolving. And speaking of evolution, let's not forget the core of the Chiefs' success, Patrick Mahomes. His recent contract revision, which effectively gave him a raise from 2023 to 2026, shows how committed the team is to keeping their franchise quarterback happy and secure. This move also provides some financial flexibility for the front office, allowing them to pursue other needs on the roster, including offensive linemen, linebackers, or secondary help. The Chiefs are a team that constantly strives for excellence, and their roster decisions reflect that. Now, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, expectations are sky high. The Chiefs are coming off back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, winning the championship in 2022 and narrowly missing out in 2023. Their roster is still among the best in the league, especially with Mahomes leading the charge. But the loss of Thuney does raise questions about the interior line. Will the Chiefs look to draft a guard early in the upcoming NFL draft? Will they make a splash in free agency? Or will they trust their internal development? All of these questions are on the table, and the offseason is the perfect time for the front office to strategize. And let's not forget the importance of continuity. Even with Thuney potentially returning in a few years, the Chiefs will need to develop young talent, improve their depth, and stay ahead of the curve in a league where injuries and unexpected setbacks are part of the game. The offensive line, often overlooked, is the backbone of any successful offense, and Kansas City's ability to adapt and innovate in this area could be the difference between another deep playoff run or an early exit. As fans, we know that the Chiefs thrive on resilience, strategic moves, and a little bit of luck. The offseason is always a period of intrigue, and this move involving Thuney is just one example of how the team is positioning itself for future success. It shows that even in a league as competitive as the NFL, the Chiefs are always thinking ahead, always looking for ways to improve, and never settling for mediocrity. They've built a culture where excellence is expected and every decision is made with the Super Bowl in mind. So as we gear up for the new season, keep an eye on how the offensive line shapes up, how the draft unfolds, and whether the Chiefs decide to bring back a familiar face like Thuney. The AFC West will be watching closely, and so will the rest of the league. It's going to be a fascinating year filled with surprises, strategic moves, and the relentless pursuit of greatness that defines this team. The Kansas City Chiefs are not just aiming for another Super Bowl, they're building a dynasty, and every piece, every move, every player counts in that quest. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Kansas City Chiefs news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this trade and the future of Joe Thuney? Do you think the Chiefs will try to bring him back down the line? Or are you confident that their young talent and existing roster can fill that gap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chiefs. Remember, this team is built on its passionate fan base, and your voice is a vital part of that. I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and breaking news, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news. It's an exciting time, and we're all in this together, rooting for our team to keep reaching new heights. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Chiefs.